Last night I had a sales call Zoom meeting with a vice president of sales in London. We'll call her Victoria. And Victoria is managing a very large training organisation, hundreds of salespeople. And she told me that they had recently surveyed the sales teams to ask them what their top training requirements were for their personal selling training. And the top of the list was competitive analysis. And second on the list was storytelling. Well, of course, I was very pleased to hear that storytelling was on the list, and we talked about storytelling. But after the meeting, I got thinking about that number one item, competitor analysis. I'm a little bit skeptical about the things salespeople say they need for their training. And it reminded me of when I was a new salesperson back a long time ago in Paris, Sales Training 101. Jeanlucs was our instructor. And one of the students asked him, should you ever mention your competitors? Should you talk about your competitors? And he told us about when he was in a presentation with his company and the procurement manager was not quite in the meeting. He was leaning against the door frame, and one of Jeanlucs' people were talking about their competition, their competitor, and this procurement manager went, those are the guys I forgot to put on the request for proposal, and left the room. And of course, Jeanlucs was teaching us in his story way about how not to talk about your competitors and how not to be putting ideas about your competitors in your client's mind. And so when it comes to training salespeople about competition analysis and competitors, by far the best way is to put that information into stories which emphasize the advantages that your company has in the market and the disadvantages that your competitors have without naming your competitors. This is oral collateral. It's things that salespeople can talk about that positions you against your competitors without overtly focusing on them. Because when salespeople start to really think about the competition and start to talk about that in the conversation, and that will happen when you do training on competition, they unconsciously pass that information to their clients, and their clients get interested in those competitors, and this is not productive for your sales conversation. And of course, storytelling is the way to teach salespeople anything about anything.